farmer, tell the cat about the punk. Kambooster jump over East New York and New Lands. Mr. Easy up there, let them know that. Whoa, set figure.
I want to say good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Wherever in the world you're listening or you're watching from. Welcome to another beautiful Tuesday. I am DJ Kambooster. It's going to be a great show tonight. It's another listening party. Are you ready? We're live on Reggae Stone Radio. We're also live on Old Harbor Radio 1. Want to shout out all our listeners. It is a night of all you've all been waiting for. We've all been waiting for. Broken Silence. That's the name of the album that we're featuring tonight. Elihu Morris, the artist. We'll be listening to his songs. We'll be speaking with the artist. So the place to be is right here. Whether you're watching on Instagram, Kambooster_Productions. Watching on Facebook, Kambooster 7 Figures. Watching over there on TikTok, DJ Kambooster. Listening on ReggaeStormRadio.com or on Old Harbor Radio 1. Thank you for making this your one-stop shop every single Tuesday. You know, once I'm on air, you're guaranteed to be entertained. Welcome, welcome, welcome. If it is your first time listening or your first time watching, special shout out goes out to you. Nigel Price, how you doing? Broken Silence. We'll be hearing the story behind this great album and so much more from the artist momentarily. Just making sure everybody's comfortable. Grab a drink, grab a snack. And do me a favor, share the live with at least 2 people you like. Don't keep the Kambooster love to yourself. Broken Silence. to shout out our listeners on Old Harbor Radio 1. Shout out to everyone in St. Catherine this evening. Want to big up DJ Classic and everybody who's locked and loaded. Those who are listening on ReggaeStormRadio.com, want to big up on yourself, yeah. I am DJ Kambooster. If it's your first time seeing or hearing me, I guarantee it will not be the last. Good evening, Jackie. How you doing? Keep calm 360. Big up yourself. Thanks for the follow. Big up yourself, Jackie. Alright, so this is a 17-track album. 17 great tracks, trust me. I was given the opportunity to listen and to host this listening party, and I'm honored. I am. Great music. If you're watching on social media, do me a favor, share the live, please. You can't keep all of this to yourself. The Kambooster love has to be shared. Want to shout out and big up the artist, Elihu. You'll hear more from him momentarily.
Representing for Kambooster.
DJ Kambooster, give them something to talk about, but you're not gonna make them dry you out. You are the baddest DJ, and you know say how you run the road. And the angel said that. And so,
this is King Kong, and you're listening to DJ Kambooster. The herb. DJ Kambooster in the area. The herb. DJ Kambooster taking over. I'm King Kong, and you're listening to DJ Kambooster. Don't move the dial.
Alright, big up yourself, King Kong, for that one. A shout out to everyone who is locked in. Thank you so much, Jackie. Yeah, you know this is my dream, yeah. So I'm really grateful, you know, and thanks for always believing in me. Yeah, big up chat over there on TikTok, yeah. Big up everyone, whether you're watching on social media, listening on ReggaeStormRadio.com or Old Harbor Radio 1. This is your girl, DJ Kambooster. Yeah, Pascal, big up yourself. I'm my shepherd in the house. Everyone who's watching or listening, this is the Broken Silence album release party, listening party. The album is already released, so after the party, yeah, you can go over and stream, download, you know, buy, share, whatever you have to do to support the artist. And the artist will be passing through right here with me, so you will be hearing more about this great, massive 17-track album. Alright, so we just played just the TV track right now, but we're going to play the actual song, Broken Silence, and you know, we're going to hear more about it, how this entire song, how the album came about, all the good stuff about it. So make sure, whatever you're doing, just drop whatever you're doing, just relax, get a drink, some champagne, yeah, pop some wine, something, yeah, and let's enjoy. Let's listen to the album and enjoy this great Tuesday evening. Wherever you're listening from, you can drop your flags if you're watching on social media. You can drop your flag and shout out your country. Yeah, you're celebrating a birthday or anything, I can shout you out. Yeah, we have a lot of listeners right now listening to us. So, yeah. Jackie says, talent not wasted. I feel good. Let's drop the title track, Broken Silence, right here. Big up yourself, Pascal. Thank you. This is the title track. called Broken Silence. He has a very unique, distinctive voice. Elihu Morris will be speaking with the artist momentarily. Let me go and listen to the album, alright? Bungo Wisely, good evening, how you doing? Shout out to Loyal Flames. Welcome, brother. Shout out to Shop's boss. So this one is the title track, Broken Silence. We will be definitely hearing more about this song. But right now I'm going to move on to another song on this 17-track album before we call Elihu to give us, a nice little interview or reasoning right here on Reggae Storm Radio. Shout out to everyone who is, coming on, whether you're listening on the radio apps or you're watching on social media. My name is DJ Kambooster and I'm honored to be hosting this great listening party tonight. And I'm also honored to have you guys with me, listening to Elihu's album, Broken Silence. So share it to at least 2 people. There must be at least 2 people you like. Just share it to them and let them get a listen. All right? Yeah. This song is called God and Me. It's a powerful song, emotional song. It is a song it's one of my favorite songs on this album. And, as I said, he has a very unique and distinct voice. And that's what I love about him. So let us drop this one, God and Me, right here, Reggae Storm Radio.
Seek ye first, and all things shall be added. When the word burns your shoulders, and the pressures of life gets overwhelmed, nowhere to go, nowhere to turn to, no one to talk to, no one. There's only one way out. That's the time when you reach deep down inside your soul. Reach for your reserve, fill up your vibe, revive, come again, find your purpose, all I say. Oh, but I could never live without you. Oh, yeah. Stop this. The queen of the reggae. Non-stop juggling. Yo, Kambooster. Tell us your mother general say,
Let's drop it again. Elihu Morris. God and Me is the name of this track from the Broken Silence album. Wanna shout out Jessie. She says I'm on the radio. Love Broken Silence. Thank you, Jessie.
That's the time when you reach deep down inside your soul. Reach for your reserve. Feel up your vibe. Revive again.
Chef's Boss says a nice song. It is. Empress Anaya, blessings. How you doing? Shout out to my mom over there on Instagram.
It's God and me. It's God and me. Oh, yeah. God and me. It's God and me.
Sometimes it's just God and you, right?
Oh, no.
Beautiful song.
Those some don't believe, so they could not receive. When I'm in my distress, it was my rock and fortress. God and me. God and me.
Elihu says it's God and me.
Yes, in my father's
That listen to.
mansion. So we give me the million overall. Oh, he made me a champion.
Shout out to Empress Anaya. Happy Tuesday. And everybody who's locked in from Canada. Beautiful song, God and Me. Are you ready to hear from the artist? We're listening and we're talking. That's what we're going to do this evening, all right? The album is called The Broken Silence. So for the very first time on Reggae Storm Radio and Old Harbor Radio 1, without any further ado, I want to welcome Jamaican-born reggae artist Elihu Morris. Welcome. How you doing?
Greetings and blessing. Everything is blessed, Giving thanks to life,
Absolutely. That is amazing. Welcome, definitely welcome to Reggae Storm Radio. This is well overdue, but I'm glad you're here. And, the fans are listening and, enjoying the album so far. So big up yourself.
Yeah, well, give thanks, and appreciate the support, you know what I mean?
Absolutely. All right. Now, you have a very unique stage name, so we want to start from there. That's kind of my first question to you right now. Yeah. We know it's Courtney Morris, but you have Elihu. So we want to know, how did that name come about before we even start talking about this album?
Okay, well, Elihu come about because of a time when there was changes need to be done between me and the team. to upgrade the brand, you know what I mean, to reach, to be more appealing to different demographic. And so we were having this meeting at my house in Jamaica, and one evening, and we going through all different kind of names, and my grandfather come from the back. I think he was in kitchen or something like that, and he just come in the midst of us and say, if there's any change, upgrade names, I see you as a Elihu. So at this time everybody was shocked because number one, we didn't know he was paying attention, and for him to just come so bold and issue a name, So we turn around and look at him and say, oh, it's Elihu. And he said, well, Elihu is a man from the Bible, from back in the days. We go around and speak the truth.
Yes.
And give the glory of God and share the glory of God to people, So from there, we never hesitate. We just wanted the team. It seemed fitting for the journey and at the time and place where we were at, up until this time.
Yes. And how long ago was that, though?
All right, so that was in the 80s,
Yes.
I can't remember what part of the 80s, but I know it was like late 80s, the middle of 80s.
Okay, so you had your unique name Elihu for a while now, so great.
Yeah, it's just that it just started to we just really start to make sure that we start promote it as a brand in the 2000s real hard, because that was the time of the evolution, so we become represent the evolution of the brand.
Okay, wonderful. You were born in Kingston, Jamaica. Tell us a little bit about, your background, growing up in Kingston, and, tell us a little bit about before you actually entered into the music business.
Okay, so from I was at a tender age, I remember myself growing up as a kid in Craigtown, Kingston 12, to at the point where I start realizing that at the time it was R&B. That was in the household, away from Christian music and stuff, and rocksteady era.
Yes.
In that time, really young age as my youth, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
Yes.
Up until I was up till I become a teenager, you know what I mean?
Okay.
And reggae was outside of the house and all around, from the jukebox to so it was from rock steady right through to reggae, because by the time reggae was born, I was a youngster, roaming the street, at 14, 15. So
yes.
Yeah, we grew up on rock steady, and it was on the sound system.
I was about to ask you that, if you got the opportunity to sing on the sound systems back then.
Oh man, that was a part of our thing, right through the years, from a teen coming up right through the years. And then you have the jukebox now in the bars, out on the corners in the community.
Yes.
You can go on and use a shilling or whatever it is, or whatever, and put in the jukebox, and you can listen as much song as you want. With a 7-inch.
Yes.
Yeah.
I wish they could bring that back though. That sounds like a lot of fun.
It is a real memory. We call it memorabilia time, in Jamaican history.
Yes.
Because even when I was traveling, it was still consistent out in the street.
Yes.
The sound system is, everywhere, sound system right through the night, right from day, right through just music,
Yes.
It's like a Catholic thing, you know what I mean?
Yes.
that start from the community though, because it give the community a certain peace.
Right.
You know, because there was a time in the 70s now when there was a lot of rivalry and youngster fear, you know?
Yeah.
And our community was affected by this stuff. So the music and the sound system is a keep everyone. You could look forward to Friday nights and right through the weekend, you know, that there was a sound system playing somewhere in the community, and people can follow the steel on, you know, playing from miles away until you find it. You would see people, you know, gather in the streets, and the dance hall is the gate is crowded for people to go in, because that's where people get their time to unloose, you know what I mean, and just forget about their troubles, you know, forget about their worries. And
Exactly.
the war and all of this stuff.
And focus on the music. That's so true. Yes, I want to shout out everyone who's just joining us. We're speaking with Elihu Morris, yes, reggae artist, Jamaican reggae artist. We are listening to his album. We're just having a reasoning in the meantime. Broken Silence. The album is already out on all platforms. We're listening to it right now. And after that, you know what to do, guys. I want to shout out Jojo Mac over there on TikTok. Blessings. And Julia Benaya, how you doing? Raj, big up yourself. Everyone who's watching or listening, thank you so much. And as I asked before, just share the live with at least 2 people you like. Yeah. Elihu, this is your first album, but you've been in the music business for a while. Everything, you know, takes time, and the right time is the right time, and now is the right time. You just dropped the album, and we're doing it. And, you know, we want to say, I've listened to the album. It's 17 tracks. We'll be featuring some of the tracks tonight. I just played a song, you know, God and Me. Powerful song. I want us to talk a little, before I even talk about the Broken Silence, which we played first, which is the title track, you know, this particular song. And it has been getting a lot of rotation all over the world, God and Me. I wanted to tell us a little bit about the story surrounding you writing this song and, you know, choosing it as part of your catalog of 17 great tracks.
God and Me?
Yes.
Okay, well, God and Me was it's just an inspiration I get from going into myself and try to rewind about, you know, the goodness of the Most High, you know, the many signs and things that He showed me that He was real, you know, and
yes,
you know, when I was a kid, you know, I used to force to go to Sunday school. No, to church, but on Sunday school. But Sunday school was my favorite, you know what I mean?
Yes.
Yeah, because it was more soothing. It seems more like you could go into a journey to learn about the story of Christ, you know, like it make more sense than a whole bunch of ceremony and we really don't get to the point, you know?
Yes.
But is when I start going through, because I've been on my own since I was 14, you know, because my folks migrate and stuff, and I get a chance to roam the street and to find my purpose and to find myself too, you know what I mean? Because I had no choice. It's a survival. I reached at a point where it was a survival, you know, journey, you know what I mean?
Yes.
And so I've experienced, you know, so many things up until this time, up until when I realized that, you know, the music was going to be a part of my thing. And you know, because I grew up like that, going to church, and I was inclined to spirituality, you know. My granddad is a preacher who spent many years in UK studying ministry.
Yeah.
So, yes, spirituality is a part of me. But then real life now start teaching some real things, you know what I mean? And some of the things that I've been through, you know, out there, it was always a wake-up call to know that there is only, you you know, this is not a mystery. You know, these different experience. It's a higher power than we. You know what I mean? So during my whole journey, you know, I realized that was a fact. It was just God and me up until this point making the album.
Yes.
And you know, going into myself, you know, rolling my midst to see what he wanted me to write about and what is it this album should be.
Yes.
And that's how the song come about, you know. It was like somebody telling me what to do, and so I just move according to the energy, you know.
All right, wonderful. All right, so we're going to drop it again for those who are just coming in. Denise, big up yourself. Thank you so much for joining us. Big D, gotta big up Silk Radio Boss, Big D over there on Facebook watching. Yeah, shout out to Nigel, Jackie, Andrew Palmer says to big up Kingston 13, Kingston 12. Big up, all right. Let's drop God and Me again right here. Yeah, from the Broken Silence album right here on Reggae Storm Radio. Let's drop it.
Seek ye first, and all things shall be added. When the word burn your shoulders and the pressures of life gets overwhelmed, nowhere to go, nowhere to turn to, no one to talk to, no one. There's only one way out. That's the time when you reach deep down inside your soul. Reach for your reserve. Fill up your vibe, revive, come again. Find your purpose, all life. It's God and me. It's God and me. God and me. It's God and me. So many people doubting.
It is God and me. And you know, so many of us feel the same, you know, at times. It's like, it's just God and us. Yeah. Andrew Palmer says, big song, and we're seeing the fire emojis over there on TikTok. Powerful song. I'm glad you added it to your collection on this album, Elihu. So big up yourself again. Big song. Another one on it. Yeah. Love it. Love it. Love it.
Yeah, well, you know, we appreciate that the whole energy.
Yes.
Moving with a frequency and within ourselves on a conscious music. We're not trying. We did spend time putting out to the people.
Yes.
So they are a part of this work too. You know what I mean?
Yes.
But
Yes.
we never realized that it would, you know, have the effect that we never see. We just know that is the energy we're working with. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Yes. Yes.
So it works. So when we say that it's a guide in everything, you know, there is someone who is guiding the whole thing to tell us what to do and, you know, the right kind of songs and so on. So, you know, we're happy to that. We follow that voice, you know?
Definitely. Yes. Yes. All right. All right. The title track, Broken Silence, we did listen it already, but we're gonna, you know, play a little part of it again. And we want to know why you chose, because you have 17 songs in this album. So you're gonna tell us the story behind you know, choosing Broken Silence as the title track for such a great album. All right, so let me play a little bit of it so the listeners on Reggae Storm Radio and Old Harbor Radio 1 can know exactly what we're talking about, just in case, you know, they just logged on. And then we'll come right back to you, Mr. Morris. All right? All right.
Yeah, man.
Broken silence. Them ever wonder why the youth can take the crime and violence. Oh, yeah. Broken silence. Them ever wonder why the youth can take the crime and violence. Oh, yeah. Too much broken dreams and promises. Too much broken home, broken school, and broken system. Then they turn around and play use them. Broken silence. But never wonder why we can take the time and violence.
Broken silence. You know, a lot of youth turn to crime and violence. I'm seeing the fire emojis. I'm seeing that the listeners and the viewers, the viewers are enjoying it. You mentioned being on your own since you were 14. You could have taken up crime and violence. You did not. You chose music. You chose positivity. So this particular song, you chose it to be the title track. Tell us a little bit about this and how this has influenced your life.
Well, it's a real life experience.
Yes.
Growing up,
Yes.
where I come from, and many places like that. I'm sure a lot of ones can relate to all the ghetto world. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So I personally realized that to overcome, to live in the ghetto and to come out of the ghetto, it's not no easy thing. It is a real test of any one time, because most of the time that's not possible. You know what I mean? The way all the things set up.
Yes.
But just like myself, I've seen so many youths and so much of my peers during that time that never survived. And so a lot of other youths too never survived from the ghetto.
Yes.
And it's because of the way all the system set up. It didn't design to look out for them. You understand me?
Yes.
And so there was no one really to speak for them. Because I don't see right now. I'm talking about years ago. Because I'm a mature person, and then I don't see no changes now, even right now. So I know it's a continuous thing going on and on and on. So all I get inspired though to really write the song ultimately is I had a EP before. Mind you, at this time, doing my journey, I'm paying close attention because life teaching is what grew me up, in real life,
Yes.
And while I'm going through and learning all these different things about real life, when I start working on the album, I was talking to the Father, and say that I acknowledge when I pray, I make it acknowledge that I know that it gives me personally a second chance. You understand?
Yes.
I'm sure there's a lot of other people that get second chance, due to their journey.
Right.
And so I wanted him to tell me how should I show my gratefulness, my gratitude,
Right.
I was working on while I'm working on the album, I was putting out some singles in Jamaica, and there was a time when I get to the Evolution EP, and while I was working on the Evolution LP, and when I'm supposed to master it now, Fatah Anka, he had got the job to master the EP, 7 tracks.
Yes.
And I was traveling at the time, and then I said I wanted to see who was mastering. I wanted to be there at the mastering. So I fly down to Anchor, and when I went to Anchor, he already mastered the songs, and he made a mistake and didn't know what was the label, what was the label that body of work with. He forgot that it was Evolution, and he put Broken Silence.
Oh.
Yeah, he put Broken Silence, and
yeah.
Just the same way how, because of the old album, that's how the evolution come about, because we had to do so much tracks before we really get to pick what was worthy purposely to be on the album, cause, the whole journey of mine, I see it as a purpose, you know what I mean?
Yes.
So I got a message from that, and it was interesting how, it put Broken Silence, so from there, it become a part of the inspiration towards the album.
Yes, what a coincidence. Love the story behind it, Elihu. Thank you so much. Now, I have another song that I wanted the listeners to hear from this album, and it's called On Your Side of Town. Now, I love the music video, but you actually went international all the way. Where did you do this music video?
Oh yeah, this video was done in India.
In India? Yeah.
Yes.
Wonderful. Now, we're going to ask you why you chose India, but we don't want you to answer that question yet until, the listeners hear this song, On Your Side of Town. Yes, this music video was actually done in India, guys, and it's also on Elihu Morris YouTube page, so you will definitely get a chance to, go view it. You can say, give your opinion and leave your comments in the comment section, and don't forget to subscribe. But we're going to drop the song right now, right here, and then we're going to talk more, to the artist Elihu about this song. So let's drop it right now. And shout out to everyone. If you're just coming in, welcome. Grab a drink, relax, tell a friend. Kambooster is on. It's Broken Silence listening party. How is life treating you on your side of town? Elihu, tell us about this song. You shot the video in India. Tell us a little bit about that. Chef's Boss, yeah, big tune. Yeah, I'm glad you love it, Chef's Boss. Go ahead, Elihu.
On Your Side of Town was from a demo that was made on the demo tape. I was in Jamaica at the time where COVID hit, and just looking for a song that due to the vibe, you know, like everybody was isolated, and it was a different time, you know, with people trying to find some way to get a grip on the situation was going on. And you know, we live in a time now where, you know, people don't even with their phone and stuff, but people don't call people no more, you know, it's just text her. And, you know, and if you do see a man and him yell you before you can say, well, go on, him disappear, you know what I mean?
Sure.
Yeah, so, you know, humanity is not like it used to, in touch with each other, you know, caring. And so I figured I needed a song for that time. Something tell me that I needed a song to show care and to reach out, a reaching out song, you know, that would, you know, make people not feel like they're alone, you know, like someone do care, you know.
Yes.
Or you doing through this hard time? Are you good?
Exactly.
You know, it's a rough time, but, you know, just hold strong. Love is real, you know.
That is so true. And sometimes that's all we need, you know. Somebody just check up on us, you know, how you doing, you know. That means a lot. That means a lot.
Yeah, exactly. And so we were running through the demo, and this song come up, and the producer said, what about this? So I said, I'm looking for singles, you know, and you know, I said to him, but this is an album song, because I always thought it was an album from I was making the demo.
Okay.
But there was something about it, but it wasn't something I think about after the demo is finished. You know what I mean? And so yeah, we're looking for whatever song that we put out for whatever purpose. We looking that it would have the potential to go on the album too, you know what I mean?
Right.
But at the time, it was about singles, you know what I mean?
Yes.
So he said it was a single, and I said it's an album song when he pointed out, and he said no, it's not an album song. It can go on the album, but it is a single also.
Okay.
So we said, all right. He said this would be a perfect song to finish up, you know, take it from demo stage. And so we said, all right, you know, listen to it, and we said, yeah, all right. And so that's what I did. I just completed to come out at that time. You know what I mean?
Yes. Wonderful.
Feature on the album also.
Great choice. And as one of our viewers says, good content, which I agree, definitely good content. And you know, you've put this album. I know this album took a while to come to life. We're going to talk more about that in a moment. But you chose India to do the music video. How was it there doing the video? Tell us a little bit about that. I never went to India before. I would love to go there.
You know, for me personally, it was kind of surreal, but yet so real. You know what I mean? To know that I always think about, because my background is Indian. You know what I mean? You know, my grandparents, you know, and my grandmother, my grandmother's side, you know. So when I was a kid, I used to go spend time with them in Spanish Town, and so on. But after a while, you know, things just get shuffled up. So you couldn't find nobody no more. And there was a time I went to find her, and I couldn't find her. Nobody know where she went. So as I start going through my journey, you know, and studying life, and I realized that if I wanted to give 100%, which is what I desire, when music chose me, you know, I would have to, you know, get myself under full organized as a person, you know what I mean?
Right.
And so I never used to think about it. I just knew that's a part of but as I started going through now and you know, studying more about who I am and, you know, coming to my fullness, I said, what would it be like? I wonder what it'd be like to go to India. And that was a long time ago. I never see me going. I was just wondering. I saw movies and all that stuff.
Yes.
It always remind me.
Yes.
That part of my roots is that. So it flashed in. But how I really end up going is someone come to me, went to India and come to me and tell me that, you know, they went to India and it is a reggae. Reggae is developing in India, you know, and I was choosing to go to the original plan is to do it outside of Jamaica, the video. Mm-hmm. And so I was thinking of Cuba first, you know what I mean? And so when the time passed that I did a lyrics video, because I couldn't get to Cuba on time because I was traveling within that time.
Right.
You know, and it still come around now. If I do the lyrics video, we still need a real video. Mm-hmm, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And the time run out where I buy enough time for the real video. So I was under pressure now by the team that we had to get this video done, and someone from the team said, suggested, why don't I do it in India? And then I talk about it. I say, you know, my roots is from India, and it's perfect. I wanted to do something to tie in the cultures wherever I do the video, and so it become India, and that's how the team organize it, and India, you know.
Yes. Okay. Wonderful. Thanks for letting us know. Now you've been talking about your team. This album was actually, you know, co-produced by yourself and Andrew Basie Records. I want to tell us a little bit about, you know, working with Andrew Basie Records and getting this production together. And was this your first project that you've actually worked with him on?
No, you know, over the years, ever since the journey bring us together. I mean, I've been working a long time out there on my craft before Andrew even start. You know, coming to the professional world as a bass player. But I met him in the late part of the 80s.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and I met him through a security that used to work with us on the road. You know, he was a friend of mine also, and he was in the state for at a young age, you know. I mean, so when I was in UK at the time campaigning on some different material, and he called me when he went to Jamaica in somewhere around 87, 88, something like that. And I said he was in Jamaica and he wanted me to come down. So I fly down to Jamaica, and you know, then he introduced me to Andrew. And when I got introduced to Andrew, at the time, Andrew was in, I always call it like his lab. He was in a room where was all his equipment, and he wasn't playing professionally yet, but I could see his direction and his commitment, you know.
Yes.
And his passion, and I was drawn to that, and so you know, that same moment in time, I get a vision that, you know, we're gonna work.
Wow.
And so after that, you know, I kept on my journey, and you know, we keep in touch, and you know, time and time again, we would do, you know, a single or two, you know what I mean? And because I was working with a lot of different producers, so at this time, me getting that vision, that moment in time, I really put it in context, you know, knowing that there's gonna be a time when I'm gonna need not just working with a whole bunch of people, but to find some people that can see my purpose within the music and my creativity.
Yes.
To build the identity for me. And so I was picking and choosing, you know, during the journey.
Yes.
And so Andrew was one of them. And you know, we promised each other that we'd full blast and work, you know, start building my catalog.
Right.
And, but it took some time, because sometimes, you know, you can see a vision, and it's time. Time is a master, you know. Time is the key. So
you're right.
I never try to rush it, but I know he was anxious after we start working. You know, he saw that he was more than ready to start building catalog with me. So finally 2016, I think I started campaigning real hard in Jamaica. You know, and next thing I know, he called me and said, no, he used to call me before I start the campaign and say, boy, this is not going to happen, huh? And I said, no. No, Andrew, it will happen, but it's time, you know, just give it some time, family. You know, you don't want to speak it have to see, you have to see it, you know?
True, have to.
So we finally start 2016, and this album was, from that time till now, we started working on it, and we never finished it till it come out last year, you know what I mean, September.
Wow. From 2016. Time is really the master. That took like about, 8 years or so to complete?
Yeah, more, you know what I mean, because, but it took quite some time, and, you know, I mean, we've been through times when we would record and it's in the system, and when we go back, everything gets crashed, and we have to do it all over again more than once, you know what I mean?
Wow, yes. Wow, you could have gotten frustrated, but I'm glad you held firm, and, you know, you didn't let that, you know, cause you to lose track, so we're here, and it's
a frustration now. When the frustration setting now, then it gone on a different level. So
you're right.
We don't even take on frustration and anything. You know what I mean? Our purpose is a consistency. You know?
Yes. So true. Now, 4 of the songs on the album were previously released before, you know, the full album dropped. I'm gonna play one of them right now. Any Little Man, which we will play right now. How You Call So, On Your Side of Town, which we just played, and Turmoil, which is also one of my favorite songs. But we're gonna play Any Little Man, and then we're gonna come back to you regarding this particular song. So let's drop it right now. And for those who are watching or listening, thank you. This is Broken Silence Listening Party. We're live right now on Reggae Storm Radio, and we're also live on Old Harbor Radio 1. Shout out to those who are locked in, and also those who are watching on social media, right? Just do me a favor, share the live, you know, and follow my page. So whenever I go live, you will get notified. All right. So Any Little Man, Elihu, let's drop it. Any Little Man. Yes, this song is the first song on the album. Tell us a little bit about this song. I love the instrumental and all that. Did Andrew also do the instrumentals and the composing of this particular song? I love it. And which studio was this done?
I think this is Tough Gun, you know.
Tough Gun. Okay.
Yeah, I think it's Tough
lovely.
Gun. Any Little Man was another track that was on the demo.
Yes.
And because we did a whole bunch of songs first before we could be comfortable with what's gonna go on the album. So
okay.
By that time we have so much songs that we forget about songs that we have that potential also, you know what I mean?
Yes.
So I don't know, we were driving and I don't know, I think I reached Africa. So I think Barbican or somewhere I reached and the phone rang and at this time it was the Evolution. We were promoting the Evolution of Courtney Elihu Morris.
Yeah.
And someone from the team called, you know, but that was right here in America and said, "Welcome to Any Little Man. I don't hear nobody talk about Any Little Man." And at the time he was about to release a song named How You Cold So. And so that was the whole focus. So we never released it yet. We were just speaking to the PRs and media and trying to get their feedback on the song. But that was the focus, to get How You Cold So out, you know?
Yes.
And when the phone call come in, it was me and the producer driving, and the person was on speaker, and in hear that, but I don't think he would get a chance to hear that demo, because I think I do that demo in America. I did it in America, so it was just one of them tracks that I never remember, because I never even called him attention to it. So it's when that come up now, he got interested and wanted to find out. So we go and start to search for a different demo again, and we had the team at my house. That time I reach home now, and we were outside on the veranda, and we find the song and start playing the song, and everybody start have a stay still, the song really had everybody at ease, you know what I mean?
Yes.
And there was a PR that was there with us, and he said, you sure you don't want to work on this song and put up this song instead of How You Cold So? And we said, no man, we'll work with How You Cold So, but we're going the feedback we get and giving it attention, we start to realize that it's something that we should really pursue, and so that's how Any Little Man come. Andrew just organize a session and we just call in some musician and start work on it while we release it How You Cold So. Here comes Any Little Man,
Any Little Man, yeah. I love it. Gotta pick up, you said it was done at Tough Gun. Every song on this 17-track album. And for those who are listening who are artists, to put so many songs together to make an album, it's not easy. We're not going to even talk about the financial part of it yet. Just choosing the songs, making sure it's mixed, mastered properly. And I could tell, by your songs, they're well mixed, well mastered, properly composed, and all of that. Now tell us about you choose different studios to do different things and to work on your songs. Tell us a little bit about that, because all your songs were not mixed and mastered at the same place. And just tell us a little bit about that process.
Well, due to my experience and journey, you see, I'm coming from the old school,
Yes.
All of my mentors is all great people who do great work that touch people life in a special way, And I was around these people since I was since, 14, 15, because I find them while I'm strolling, it was like a destiny,
Mm-hmm.
So that become my school, being around them every day and studying the craft and the business itself and the approach and, what it takes, when to do what, when not to do what, how to do what you have to do. And these are some of the things I learned from them. You never, to get different, especially when you're working on an album, I learned at a young age that you have to get different sound.
Yes.
It can't be the one sound, as far as the arrangement and the mix and the master.
Right.
And so we use those kind of lessons that we learned.
Yes.
And it was at a time when it was very valuable because we're trying to do something special out of the box,
Right.
And so, we had like 4 or 5 engineers, involved, and most of them is Jamaica, maybe 2 of them abroad,
Yes.
from island to and the different studio, to use like 3 different studios, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And because we know what we're looking for, we know what we want, and we know in order to get it, we have to come out of the box,
Right.
So
Great choice.
that's how the album become what it is, the passionate time and the commitment, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Try to put in all of that and don't rush, no rush, because it wasn't just to go and do an album, but it's about the kind of content, and the presentation of not forgetting my identity was important as an artist to learn through growth and through time spent, you know what I mean?
Yes.
But this is what we get from all of that, you know what I mean? Penetration and meds and approach and everything.
Yes, thank you. Thank you so much. Someone says, thanks for the lesson, artist. So, someone is learning as you're speaking. They say, thanks for the lesson, Elihu. So, that's good.
Well, that's sort of thing going on.
Yes.
And, we're there for sharing and care and
Definitely.
doing the thing fewer, you know what I mean?
Definitely, yes. We also want to take this opportunity to big up Fire Skis. Fire Skis listening over there on Instagram. And he says, Kambooster, today's my birthday. So happy birthday, Fire Ski. And thank you for, sharing a part of your birthday with us right here listening to Broken Silence album. Yeah, we really appreciate
man, happy birthday. Many more, King.
Definitely. All right. So we just listened to Any Little Man, and we spoke about, you just mentioned How You Call So. So we're going to play a little bit of How You Call So. What a name for a song. Let's see why you chose that name in a bit. But we're going to listen with our listeners and our viewers. Yeah, we're doing a great job, listening attentively to your album. Yeah, shout out to those who are locked in from Kintyre in Jamaica. The whole Kintyre, big up on yourself. Flanker Montego Bay locked in my place, of course. Yeah, shout out to those who are locked in from St. Catherine. Yeah, especially those who are listening on Old Harbor Radio 1. That crew over there, big up on yourself, and everybody else. I don't want to leave out anybody because I don't want anybody to feel anyway. So just shout out to everybody, big up everyone who is locked in.
In Jamaica.
Yeah, the whole Jamaica, of course. They are the Caribbean island, them so take me on, but hold on. We so big up some more people. Don't understand nothing yet. How you call so? Let's drop that right here.
Where is your heart? Did you leave it somewhere? One right big bike, and drive fancy cars, etc. Anywhere you go, you wanna start a war. Stay far, put your trust in vanity, but no love for humanity. Good gosh, I got to get my tranquility. Tell me how you go so, you go all night. How you go so, you breathe. Tell me now, how you go so, you go all night. I wanna
Shout out to those who are locked in from Bronx, New York. Sharika said, pull it up. Look up yourself, Sharika, the entire Bronx. This is from the Broken Silence album.
Tranquility. Tell me how you go, so you go all night. I wanna know how you go, so you breathing. Tell me now how you go, so you go all night. I wanna know how you go, so you breathing. Thought we were from Jamaica. From Jamaica. Said you're right, you're from Alaska.
Oh, you're cool. So tell us about this one. Cause you know, even in relationships, sometimes some people do some things. Yeah. You have to wonder. Oh, you're cool. So you're cool like ice. So tell us, Elihu, about this song. You choosing it, putting it on your album. I know your catalog is big, and you had to, you know, shrink it up and condense it, 17 songs, and it must have been a hard process for you to do. But everything we listen so far, the listeners and the viewers are loving it. So tell us about this song.
You know, just because I got and we still, you know, everything about moving at right place, you know what I mean? And I saw we deal with the thing, you know, I just got and we, you know what I mean? You know, all you codes, you know, real time, you know, the experience in Jamaica, after traveling for some time, you know, as an ambassador across the globe, I try to get the brand out there. When I go back in Jamaica now, the second of the diaspora, study diaspora, there was these things was going on that couldn't be described no other way but cool, you know what I mean? Sure. I have a friend of mine I never seen for a while, and he was telling me something, experience that he went through. And the experience that he was looking out for someone, and at the end of the day, he was betrayed, you know what I mean? Yes. As me personally, constantly, you know, looking for the next thing to write. That story inspired me, and I just kind of coincided with other things that I noticed that was going on in a diaspora, you know? Yes. And the producer like it, and the musician and the team, and this thing is not a me thing, it's a we thing. And the liberty and you know, whatever happened in our little island, why things get so miserable and miscellaneous, you know, and you know, from those experience and concern and trying to find inspiration, that's what comes from a pen and a paper, you know? Yes. Wow, amazing. Shout out Ras Fraser Jr., big up yourself. Thank you so much for joining us, and those who are watching on TikTok. TikTok, peeps, tap up the screen, share the live, please, and thank you. Yes, Chris Morris, blessings. Olivine over there. Yeah, Shep's boss say sell-off artist. Yeah, the album sell-off, right? I'm glad you guys are enjoying it. And of course, Fireski is spending his birthday listening to Broken Silence. That's a big thing, because he can choose a million things to do with his evening. And he's right here with us. Yeah, of course. Now, this is another song that I want to play. A serious song, because trust me, this world is in turmoil, you know. Yeah, a lot of things that are happening. Sometimes we can't believe. We have to be questioning ourselves and wondering, is this real? So you put this song on the album, which is great. And we're going to drop it right here, right now on Reggae Storm Radio.
Turmoil, Elihu Morris from the Broken Silence album. Listen, guys.
It's Elihu that really be good and do what other day. Birds falling from the sky, people just a drop like flies. Relatives and loved ones just a die, with no one to give a reason why. Public enemy number one, terrorizing, killing the nation. Why divide the world in division? Divide by race, sex and religion. They plan to keep some, then eliminate some, just to take control of the population. Lord, oh, turmoil, pandemic turmoil, turmoil, economic turmoil, injustice turmoil, inequality turmoil, racism turmoil, financial turmoil. From the studio to the video, I heard it on the radio. Are you telling the people the truth? Don't turn them in and out tool. You should tell them the golden rule. My people, breaker is he that's in you, that he that's out there in the world. No weapon that form against man shall prosper. Them my father no. Tell them so the queen of Reggae, Kambooster.
We gotta jump it again. Turmoil, turmoil, turmoil.
Birds falling from the sky, people just a drop like flies. Relatives and loved ones just a die, with no one to give a reason why. Public enemy number one, terrorizing, killing the nation. Why divide the world in division? Divide by race, sex and religion. They plan to keep some, then eliminate some, just to take control of the population. Lord, oh, turmoil, pandemic turmoil, economic turmoil, injustice turmoil, inequality turmoil, racism turmoil, financial turmoil. From the studio to the video, I heard it on the radio. Are you telling the people the truth? Don't turn them in and out tool. You should tell them the golden rule. My people, breaker is he that's in you, that he that's out there in the world. No weapon that form against man shall prosper. Them they think them my father not happy. La do da do da do. Turmoil, pandemic turmoil. La do da do da do. Turmoil, 5G turmoil, injustice turmoil, inequality turmoil, racism turmoil, the financial turmoil. Whole world in a turmoil. Whole world in a turmoil. Ladi, ladi, oh God, biological, psychological warfare is making the people living in fear. Suddenly they're not free to go anywhere. I just war over there. War over here. War everywhere. I swear, nothing seems sincere.
Yeah, man, this is Tony Curtis representing the Kambooster. Drop the beat.
Turmoil, pandemic turmoil.
If you know good music, you know good music, right? Fire emojis going up. Chef's boss said real meds. Real meds, yeah. Turmoil. All kind of turmoil. Shout out to South Side, Jamaica, Queens. Love it. I had to play off the entire song. I couldn't give them a little piece, Elihu. Trust me. Love it. You make it so hard for me to choose which song is my favorite. The more I go in the album, you make it harder. Turmoil. Isn't this the truth? As one of the viewers says, real meds. This is something nobody can doubt. This is happening all over the world, not just in Jamaica, but all over the world. Powerful. Yeah, powerful. Tell us a little bit about, you coming up with this one.
I was in Jamaica. This is from 80s now, This is from 80s. I was up in the hills, and me and my road manager. This is a road, don't leave me, because no, we are leaving behind. By the time we reach somewhere, in there one post I fall up and just run out by me and say, boy, you can't go without me,
Because your road manager. That's fine.
Up until this day, you know what I mean?
Yes.
So, anyway, we go up in the hill, with the grandfather. Feed ventures up in the village here, up in a garden town there.
Yes.
He's a farmer, he's a man of jack of all trade. When I look up in the field now, a whole of vibes. We did a reason with the roadie, and you don't say a vibe just come to me, and I don't know, something within the moment and the time and the place.
Yes.
It can't tell you if I'm the writer, so can remind me all the time about how the song all started first, the inspiration. And for some reason, true, we are moving at certain vibes and a certain frequency on a conscious and a spiritual level, because we find, there's a reason why we survive through time, and we have to use it wisely and give God the glory for it, for every moment, once the realization come in play. So I just got up and say, turmoil. This world is in a turmoil, and I can't tell you what happened, why that happened to me. I just know, say, it's a voice that speak to me, open up my meds on that level there why I could have utter the sound, but I can't tell you what else. From that, and from that, we never leave it until it become into a real song as the time goes on.
Right.
You ever seal it up the time when the album's supposed to come, and there was a next roadie, in deal with the road, and that younger youth, and him come up with all these things about 5G and in hear term and them say, we should have involved that tonight, and between me and the team at that moment in time, the song become, God just start giving more things we have to write about and what we should have talk about and what is it we should be working on, and it was, Turmoil was one of them,
Wow, wonderful. I'm glad it was, because, it is true, it's the truth, and as Treps Boss says, real meds, almost everybody can relate and say, yeah, it's happening, it's real. And this is what I love about your choice of songs, even years to come, people hear these songs, they will still be relevant. Every single song that's on this album, will be relevant, years to come. And longevity is something, lacking with a lot of, of the music nowadays. So when we see artists that puts out songs that we know that will be, relatable and, and have longevity, we have to give you credit for that. So, yeah.
I so appreciate those that give towards me. I appreciate it big time because of the music, but we have to give thanks to the Father, because I really instill around the whole thing, and I make nothing know that where I get so deep and I write, you know, write them kind of, because he's a lover's rock singer in original.
Oh, yes.
It's just, you know, coming at a time when, it's, you know, life and the universe, you know, command that these material I should be concentrating, and so I really can't give myself
the credit.
The word, you know, I'm just a part of an inspiration and part of a purpose. You know what I mean?
You are, and we love that. We love that, and we wanted to encourage you, you know, to keep up the good work.
Give thanks to that. Yeah, man. Give thanks to that.
Yes, yeah, absolutely. All right, Shop Sponsor, big up Samurai, the artist. Big up Samurai, of course. Yeah. We definitely have to do that. Samurai, big up yourself. Yeah. And Jojo Mac, thank you so much for the love and for listening. You know, I know this is really an interesting reasoning and listening party for Jojo Mac, who is so busy to be listening. So big up Jojo Mac, yeah, and the entire Silk Radio team. All right, so let's drop this one. It's called "Oh What a Love." Oh What a Love. I love the title of it. So we're gonna let our listeners listen to "Oh What a Love" on the Broken Silence album. All right. Until I met you.
The love is accepted, girl. So keep it coming. Coming through my door. 'Cause I love, yes, I want some more. Keep it coming in for sure. 'Cause I love, yes, I won't let go. And I never knew what love could do. Till I met you. That's when I knew.
Listeners, listen. Hey, we're gonna find the right person, you know, man. Trust me. I can attest to this, sir. When I find the right person, you know what love can do, right? When I met you, that's when you knew. Since I meet you. Until I Met You. I love it. I love it. Elihu. Whoa, that one I want me, yes. Shout out to Talk Up Wednesdays. DJ Kid, big up yourself. King Tub, how you doing? Blessings, Nigel Price. Blessings, how you doing? Elena. Blessings, Claudie. Boo, big up. Cheyenne is here. Bailey Thompson. All the crew, everybody locked in, watching or listening. This is Broken Silence Listening Party. Eddie Man, Vice Nicey, man. Oh, what a love. Tell us about this one. Yeah.
Yeah, oh, what I love. Oh, what I love is it means a lot to me as far as the creativeness of it.
Yes.
It was I did it for a producer way back in the day, the Hummingbird label in Western Kingston, and
yes.
It didn't get the right justice, you know what I mean? What I love really come from real life, or life can be kind, and it can be unkind at times, you know what I mean? And so, you stand up and watch people with their money sometimes. You use their money and deprive you with your art, you know what I mean? When art means so much to you more than money, and then use money and deprive art, you know what I mean, the growth of art, you know what I mean? And so this was one of the songs where I stand up and watch. I didn't have no say-so just because I wasn't the one producing it. And I mean, everybody have their own vision, you know.
Yes.
And teamwork is good, but I learned from working with this song at that time with that producer that the best way to have things done the way how your vision it and how you feel it in the art and people is to do it yourself. You know, because them always say if you want to get something done, do it yourself. You know what I mean?
Yourself, right.
And so this song become a part of a past body of work that for some reason it's still with me. I'm not sure how, but I remember it, and I think I chose to do it on the album. I thought it was worthy, you know.
Yes, it is.
And do it and give it the justice that it
deserves, and it deserves also. Yeah.
And deserve. So in that way, this song is special to me, you know.
It is special, and I'm sure it's special to the listeners, and we implore you guys to go and support good music. Yeah. All right, we have another song. The youth.
Because love is a universal thing, love God, and God is loving us, so it's not one level, you know what I mean?
That is so true. Yes. And I can see everybody has experienced love even once in their life. And so they can relate to it. Yeah. All right. The youths need community. Before we even listen to this one, tell us a little bit about this and who produced this one, and and was this one of the songs that you had written a couple of years ago and before choosing to put it on the album, or was this a newly written song?
No, this song was written as the fire start really get hot, when it comes to the processing of the album in action, creativity.
Yes.
And just zooming in and our reality that would inspire a body of work like this. And we're concerned about the youth, them, because we've been there before, you know what I mean? So, this was a contribution from the album towards speaking out for the youths, then, you know what I mean?
Right. And that's what the youths need, definitely, especially in this time. So let's listen to the song right now.
Go inside. Youths them want, youths them need community. The youths them want, the youths them need love and unity. Some no have no mother and no father. Them I wonder how much longer, they need a mother and a father protection. But that's only a fraction of the portion. They need guidance and direction, patient with compassion. Oh, hey now, the youths them want, the youths that need productivity in the city. Hey now, youths them want, youths that need prosperity, sustainability. Oh well now, two youths grow up like winner.
The youths need a community. That is the name of this song on the Broken Silence album. Yes, of course. Big up People Radio TV UK. Blessings. They're in the house listening. Now, the youths need community. Now, Elihu, now the youths of today and back then, you know, in regards to the community, you know, raising the youth, it's a whole different, you know, kettle of fish now. Some, you know, as a, you know, older person, sometimes you can't even talk to these youths, you know, too hard. You know, they, you know, their response, the way they will gravitate to what you're saying would be different than, you know, back in the day, probably when my mom or even your mom was growing up, and you know, they said that the youth need a community to raise them, and that was very important. But now things and time has changed so much. I want you to elaborate on that if you agree with me.
Well, you know, that is true, but without youth them having any direction and any guidance, all of these quality things, then we still don't have a future, you know what I mean?
True.
So I think it's not to give up on what we know can work, but it's how to enhance on it and how to blend the approach. You know, with more rationality. So I'm saying?
Yes.
And so if we get to a point that only the youths are now listen, but I also witness that people don't have time to even do the right thing anymore. Because if we look to our youths then for come be tomorrow people, then how are we going to say ignore the cause of trying to, you know, constantly teaching them the right thing and constantly working at make it be a part of them, you know what I mean?
Yes.
And so I think this is what the song is all about, is to say consistency is the key and the quality. We can't make it drop, because once the quality drop, then where are we going as a nation? You know, what are we about? You know what I mean?
So true. Yes.
And so I think that's why the song name Community.
Yes.
Because it is nothing is easy. That is very, very valuable and important.
Yes.
Nothing is easy. But you have to put in the work.
You have to.
I find that a lot of people don't want to put in the work no more, and it's not their fault. They're not to be blamed, but they are responsible still, because there are people over them who are making the pressure hard. You know what I mean? With them I put on the pressure and make people cannot even find food to eat now and can't even know where them tomorrow will be. And I grew up come see that, and it's still happening. You know what I mean?
Yes. So true.
So it's a strength not to not be consistent, but to be consistent, because what is true, you can't overlook that and say, boy, you still have to keep on trying. You have to find different ways.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Love
because
that.
if you let go of a car, and as much as it might need front alignment or whatever, and it curve to the side, you still have to try. Your goal is to keep it straight and reach.
Exactly.
Things to make it safe.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
And that take consistency and commitment to get this done. And so we're talking about people life here, you know what I mean? We're talking about the youths then, you know what I say?
Yes.
And it's not just one set of people. Community mean different people on different levels, you know what I mean, to be involved, you know what I mean?
Exactly. Yes.
We put the youth them as a priority, and that may I say, you know what I say? Because I was a youth too, I know about the thing, I've been there, I know. You know when people don't care, when people have to worry about food and they have to worry about this and worry about that. I know what it is, and life don't change in some places. You know, it's but what need to be done, you know, God is good and him call upon the youths them, you know what I mean? And so if we ignore the youths then we ignore the whole purpose of our journey, you know what I mean?
So true. So true. Agree with you 100%, Elihu. Let's drop the final song right now, and then we're gonna do a recap of this album, and you know, you're gonna tell our listeners, you know, what's next for you, and you know, want to hear about some places you'll be performing and things like that. But let's drop this one. It's called Your Eyes on the Broken Silence album, and yeah, I know the listeners are already enjoying the album, so let us drop this one right now. Your Eyes, Broken Silence album.
She a talk about yesterday, the other than the day before yesterday. She know you a word I said. She know you a word I said. Never meant to make you cry. Oh no no no. Never ever tell you no lies. But even if I tried, I see no reason when I look into those eyes. Never meant to make you cry. Oh no no no. Never ever tell you no lies. See that? What's up? Even if I tried, I see the reason when I look into those eyes. Wish I could change what's already done. Oh yes, but I can't undo what's already done. And I made a vow, and I asked the Father to give me the strength to accept the things that I can change, and give me the power to do whatever I can for goodness sake. Never meant to make you cry. Oh no no no. Never ever tell you no lies. See ya, what's up? Wouldn't even if I tried. I see no reason when I look into those eyes. Never meant to make you cry. Oh no no no. Never ever tell you no lies. See ya, what's up? Wouldn't even if I tried.
The name of this one is Your Eyes from the Broken Silence album. Thanks to everyone who is locked in. Shout out to Betty Love over there in New York. She says, great interview, nice album. Now she's late for her radio show because of listening to this album release party or listening party. That's the vibe.
What's already done? Oh yes, but I can't undo what's already done. But I made a vow, and I asked
The This song kind of sounds like an apology, but we're gonna ask the artist in a moment. Big up Tavares, Brashy Boo, Just Bless, Carl Whittingham, DJ Kid, big up yourself on the entire Talk of Wednesday crew. Nigel Price, thanks for keeping it locked. Olivine Collins locked in. Julia Benaya from Fit FM. And Shalani. Big up yourself. And everybody else who is enjoying the show. Your eyes, Elihu. Is this an apology? I kind of hear like you want to say you're sorry and all of that. Tell us about this song. I'm loving it.
This song is just basically just trying to put myself in the place of reality and the possibility of not only on one level but different level where people might need to, be considerate to, if you do something, just say you're sorry.
Exactly. Why is it so hard, especially for men?
For people's feelings, you know what I mean?
Exactly. Yeah. Why is it so hard for especially men to say, I messed up and I'm sorry? I don't know. I don't know if it's a pride thing or I don't know.
Well, the thing is you have to keep it real, because we are human, you know what I mean?
Right.
And it's a little everything. This song was created in a studio. I was working for a West African producer.
Yes.
He heard about me and he wanted to do the album, and this was one of the songs that, because he keeps saying to me, he read some stuff and he said he was kind of confused. He looked at me from an article that he read, and he said, why are they saying you're a reggae artist? He said, you're not just a reggae artist. You're an artist, you know what I mean? So I didn't know what that meant.
Yeah.
As time goes on, I realized what he was trying to say. So I did this song. I was doing this song for him.
Yes.
And we couldn't get to the foundation of having it comfortably done, and so I tried to use it on the album as I looking for different things out of the box,
Wonderful. And it's a great song, and I'm glad you added it to the collection. 17 amazing tracks, guys, and you heard most of them tonight right here with me, DJ Kambooster on Reggae Stone Radio. So please, the album is available. It's called Broken Silence by Elihu, Elihu. You won't forget the spelling. So you can stream, download, share, drop a comment, subscribe to his channel over there on YouTube, because you've heard it right here, and it is definitely a great song. So I want to commend you, Elihu. It took a while, and as we said, time is the master, and you released it the right time. God time is the right time. So congrats for releasing this great album, working with so many different producers and collaborators. You co-produced this album. You put in a lot of work, so congrats on this one. What do you want to leave with the listeners this evening, regarding this album?
Well, there is something on the album for everyone, you know what I mean?
Yes.
And the album was made for soothing, for soul. It's basically a soul reggae album.
Yes.
So I want people, if they ever need a song that speaks to their situation,
yes,
go to this album and listen and pick a song, because the album was created like that, a song for every situation. Everybody can find something to relate to.
Yes.
It's about people, you know, it's about us, everyday life, you know what I mean?
Yes.
And you know, love is the answer, you know. War can't conquer.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Love that. I love that. And I know your top priority is promoting this album, but apart from that, what's next for Elihu?
You know, as I speak, I'm working on the next album, you know, because catalog is hard up to day. I mean, at this point in time in my journey,
yes,
that's my responsibility, you know, to build my catalog. And so I'm working on this new album, and you know, I plan to go out there, you know, globally. You know, we're talking to, I'm getting all different kind of calls coming in, and you know, it's gonna lead to a tour, you know what I mean? With me and the Andrew BC All-Star Band, big up Andrew BC and the All-Star Band, and all the people, you know, that make this possible with their encouragement, and
yes,
you know, I can't call every name because it's a crowd of people, you know what I mean? But from this, you know, we go hit the road, Africa, you know, Brazil, UK, you know, Canada, and I mean the plan is all. You know, I probably shouldn't be speaking this out because they don't want me to be discussing these things. But I just want to be kind at saying that, you know, we're working and we're on a journey, and
yes,
the journey is getting more clearer, and so we're ready, you know, as just soldiers, you know what I mean?
Definitely. All right. So promoters, you heard it. Elihu is ready to take on the road and the journey, of course. Go ahead and give out your social media handles. You know, we're promoters, producers, you know, fans, those who need to contact you to support you. You know, soundmen, we have soundmen listening also, dub plate jingles, things like that. So give out your social media for them, please.
Well, Instagram and YouTube, Elihu Morris. No, YouTube is Elihu Morris. Elihu Music Instagram. Courtney Elihu Morris, you know, YouTube and Facebook, and Elihu Courtney Morris. You know, I mean, we will become, you know, it's like, oh, you know, the Father come in different name, you know what I mean? You know, the Spirit work like that, you know what I mean?
Yes.
So, yeah, it's between Courtney Elihu Morris and Elihu Music or Elihu Morris, you know what I mean?
Wonderful. All right. Well, thank you so much for being here with us, and thank you for giving me the opportunity to do your listening party. It was definitely my pleasure doing that. You know, all the best. You know, you'll always have my support when it comes on to, you know, promoting your music, because you know I love this album. You know I have a hard time choosing my favorite song on the album, so I'll do my part and also share it with, you know, my DJ friends who, you know, I know they're going to be asking me, come send it, so you have my support. So keep up the good work, you know, and you know where to find me. I'm always here.
Yeah, and from me and my team, you know, we want to say thanks for having Elihu on your program, and we really appreciate all your support, you know, and to the people out there, you know, this album is worthy to go and cap your copy. You know, I spent a whole time because I was thinking about every real thing in life that people can relate to.
Yeah.
So now it's out, it's there for everybody who is into music and who's looking to music for some kind of, you know, peace, you know what I mean?
Yes, yes. It's definitely my pleasure. And thank you very much. You have a wonderful evening. All right. Big up yourself and big up your team. Kambooster said that.
Yes.
All right. Give thanks. What a listening party it was. Broken silence. It doesn't end here, guys. You need to go and support the artist. 17 great tracks. Want to shout out Fran Mandy over there on Instagram. Shout out to all the listeners, all the viewers, everybody who made this Broken Silence listening party possible. Shout out to the management and staff here at reggaestonradio.com. Shout Shout out to Old Harbor Radio 1 for carrying this program, streaming it. Have a wonderful night, guys. See you on Tuesday. No, on Friday, right? Yeah. For the Kambooster radio show. We'll be playing more Broken Silence and other great music right here. Alright. We're going to turn the baton over to Ras Manga right here on Reggae Star Radio. Big up on yourself. One Wolf Wagwan Sativa. Jojo Mac and the crew. Simon Splinter. Pascal. The whole team, Natch Righteous, I'm my shepherd. The whole team. Have a wonderful night. Stay safe, stay blessed. Good night.
Now this is Country Rams representing the Kambooster.
Yeah, man, this is Tony Curtis representing the Kambooster. Drop the beat.
Oh yeah, a Kambooster, this, the queen of the radio, she is non-stop juggling. Yo, Kambooster, let them say Mother General say, oh yeah.
DJ Kambooster. Just go and play the music, Empress.